Okay, so I want to talk about a potential lead source that I think chatbot builders in general are kind of sleeping on. And this is why we have our nice AI robot friend here that's sleeping a little bit. And this potential lead source, it's not cold email, it's not a freelancing platform, it's not LinkedIn, it's other agencies. And I'm not talking about AI automation agencies that are hiring chatbot builders to do work for them, right? That's a completely different thing. That's pretty much you just jumping on board with their agency and building out stuff for them specifically. And that's fine, right? If you want to go that route. But I'm talking about other agencies where automations aren't necessarily the primary service that's being given out by these agencies. And I've thrown up some examples here, marketing, design, web development, SEO, SMMA, at running ads and lead gen, right? All of these other agencies, I think, would benefit from partnering up with chatbot builders. And that's because the last two clients that I have closed have come exactly from these scenarios. So I want to go through these two examples here so you guys can kind of see how this works and why would people even do this? Why does this even make sense? So example one, the web development agency that has 10 plus employees that builds AI solutions themselves. Now, wait a second. Connor, that sounds kind of weird. This sounds like an AI automation agency. And they're not, okay? They have a very specific niche that they are targeting with AI solutions, and that's their primary function, okay? So why reach out to Connor? Okay? They have a client that has a specific request. They have a problem that a chatbot would be a great solution for. Now, they have the technical skills to go and build out this themselves, but here's what they don't have. They don't have the time, right? Because it's not just go build a chatbot, right? For those of us that are building these things, there's a lot that you kind of need to learn and understand what to build and what platform to use for this particular solution and testing this out. And they even admitted to me, I got in there and I started, clicking around. And then I said, wait a second, what am I doing? Is this the best use of my time? And the answer for this particular agency was no, right? They're not converting into a chatbot agency. It's not their primary deliverable, right? So, in the essence of speed and what's the best thing that I can do to move the needle in my own business, it's not spending time learning how to build a chatbot. So, I'm going to call up Connor, who I think is pretty good at building chatbots, and I'm going to pay him some money and we're just going to keep moving, right? And that's what ends up happening, right? So everybody wins here. So I get paid a valuable amount of money for my time. So there's a check mark there. The agency then charges a margin, right? Because what they're paying me to build this out isn't what the client is paying, right? They're paying a little bit more than that. And the agency steps in as the project manager, pretty much. So the agency makes some money as well on that margin for a relatively small amount of development lift on their end because they just have to manage it. They don't have to build it. And when the client gets the solution, the client is happy that the agency served them this solution. Okay. So the agency gets two things. It gets paid money and they have a client that is happy with their output. The client gets an AI chatbot solution that solves their business problem. And it is built by somebody that lives and breathes chatbots and AI assistants on a day-to-day basis. Okay. So they are happy as well because now their problem goes away. So everybody wins. And if you are somebody that is an entrepreneur, has your own business, or a freelancer, or whatever it is that you label yourself, if you can get into scenarios where everybody wins, this is repeatable, right? Why wouldn't these people team up together to do more stuff in the future? Okay. And this agency now, after this client deliverable in a relatively quick turnaround here, after working with me, man, Connor, you know what you're talking about. Thank you for this quality output delivered in a reasonable timeline to make our client happy. So this stock photo agency man, they transform into somebody that just paid me money to perform a service. They become an advocate, right? They become somebody for me and my branding that is going to go out into the world and say nice things about. Or, hey, we've got another problem. We've got a different client that we are working with that we think an AI chatbot, assistant, whatever, would be a great problem or solution for one of their problems. Connor, remember when we built this out before? Let's do that again because everybody was happy with the result last time. Or they go out into the world because agencies have pretty deep networks, the ones that are successful do. Oh, hey, other agency, you're looking for a chatbot? We've got a guy that we worked with. That was a great experience. Here's his contact information. So now I have somebody that is out in the world that is potentially singing my praises or saying good things about me. And I don't have to do any work in order to make that happen. All I had to do was deliver a quality product and make them happy initially with that first partnership. I don't have to send out a cold email or a LinkedIn DM or do all of this lead generation work for my own, because now this is another source of opportunity that's going to go and work off on its own. So it's a great idea. Boom, check, 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 all the way down the board. Okay, let's do example number 2. Another web development agency. High performing WordPress sites is what this particular agency delivers. They have a client that is paying the agency over $5,000 a month, a monthly retainer for WordPress work. Okay, this is a high-end ticket for WordPress site stuff normally. The client wanted an embedded chat experience. Okay, it's something that a chatbot can provide. So what happens? This monthly retainer that this agency is being paid, so we have this $5,000 a month, and then we add chatbot services on top of it, right? So the retainer goes up. Hey, no problem. Can give you these chatbot services, but it's going to cost more, right? Because it's more work in addition to the web services that we're already doing. So this particular agency has a conversation with Connor, and this is the deal that gets struck. Connor gets paid the difference on the add-on. It all goes to Connor. And the agency doesn't get any money at all extra. Now you're thinking, well, this Connor, what? This doesn't make any sense at all. This is AI we're talking about here. We're all supposed to be, charging thousands and millions of dollars and making all of this great stuff happen. Why isn't the agency getting any more money here? Think of it from this perspective. What is the most important thing that this particular agency wants? They want this $5,000 a month to keep hitting the account month after month after month after month. They do not want this account to churn, right? And if you have a chatbot add-on service, okay, this is more work and more of a need that this client needs to keep this retainer going to get the chatbot services that they want, to get the web development service that they want, right? it requires more of their back end to be shifted towards the agency. And it will increase the chance that this agency keeps this client month to month to month. So they have no problem giving me the entire add-on in order to give me an incentive to want to stick around and continue to do work for this client on a month to month basis. So they can also get their retainer. Also, think about this. I'm not meeting with the client. So if the client meetings with this agency are more chatbot focused, yep, we'll be in contact. We'll see what we can do there. That's not web development work. So there's a chance that the client ends up focusing more on the chatbot side of things and less on the website side of things. And they actually might do a little bit less work than they would have normally. And they're still getting paid $5,000 a month because I'm not asking them for a piece of that, right? I'm just taking the add-on. So once again, we have a win-win scenario between a chatbot builder and an agency, because now I can deliver services that help the client be happy overall with this agency so that this check keeps hitting the bank account month in, month out, right? It doesn't just have to be a straight, I'm going to make more money. It can also be, let me try to reduce the amount of churn with my current clients, which will give me more consistency on a month to month, which will increase the LTV on my accounts because I'm offering them more things. And that's the tie-in to these other agencies, right? If you are SEO, if you're offering lead gen or SMMA or marketing, right? Why not throw out a social media bot? Why not do SEO and some customer-facing FAQ bots? Why not throw some website work and also some embedded chat work in? Now, you don't have to say, okay, now I am an AI agency because that sounds cool and that's the new hotness. No, you are your established brand that also offers additional services. And instead of you going and hiring another person into your agency that you're not sure of, or, spending a bunch of time in chatbot building platforms and trying to do this yourself, just reach out to a chatbot builder and say, hey, I think I'm going to have some chatbot work. I'm going to start to throw this offer out to some of my clients. Would you be interested? I'm having those phone calls now with some regular consistency, right? I just had another discussion with a web development agency. They build full SaaS products for their clients. But the CEO of the agency said, look, I know that some of my clients, they're going to eventually ask me for a chatbot or for, hey, can we throw up an internal tool? Can we throw up a FAQ chatbot? That's a waste of time for his developers to get involved with that, right? Let me just pay Connor a couple grand, or depending on, the complexity, to go build this out and deliver me something in less than 10 days or 14 days or 6 days or whatever it is, right? They reduce the risk that they get in there and they try to learn this and then they just get lost, or it's just not worth their time, right? So chatbot builders, stop sleeping on other agencies, and other agencies, stop sleeping on partnering with chatbot builders and offering these types of things to your clients, right? Because more and more people are going to start asking for this particular functionality. And these types of partnerships where everybody wins, that's what we need to start working towards, right? That's what we all need to do more of because it's repeatable. Anyways, hope you guys found this particularly useful. And I know that I will continue to have these discussions with other agencies because, I like it. I like this partnership model for sure. And I know for a fact that these conversations are not being had enough. They're just not. But anyways, love to know what you guys think. Talk to you soon.